In great news this morning, I got to wake up again in beautiful Astoria, Oregon. How lucky am I? My next guest on What Do You Want to Cook is the Executive Director of the Astoria-Warrenton Chamber of Commerce, my good friend David Reid.
Nice to see you, Chef.
Nice to see you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Pleasure, anytime.
Tell me about, boy, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this show is famous already to get a guy like you on here.
I appreciate that. That's nice of you to say.
Tell me about the Chamber of Commerce, right? So the Astoria-Warrenton Chamber of Commerce, how long has it been around? What's its function?
Sure, yeah. So the Astoria-Warrenton Area Chamber of Commerce is an old institution. It was actually founded in 1873, so we're 152 years old this year. And it's the oldest chamber in Oregon, possibly the Northwest. I haven't quite explored that, but it's an old institution. And the Chamber of Commerce has, the concept has been around really since like Chaucer's day. It's an old concept, but it's basically a business association. It's where businesses get together and kind of figure out what the economy should look like. In modern days, it's more than just business. It's the community itself. It's nonprofit organizations. It's just the community getting together and saying, what do we want to be? What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? And more than anything, it's about doing it together. Right. And in a community our size, and Astoria and Warrenton together about 17,000 people, it's hard to be noticed. It's hard to be taken seriously. And if you're rural on top of that, it's hard to be heard. And so together we can sort of say, okay, here's what we want, here's where we want to go, and how do we help each other get there? And collaboration and trust are just how things get done here, probably everywhere, but certainly here. Without that, you can't have it. So a chamber is a place where you can kind of, it's the nexus. It's a place where people get together. It's
amazing, Red. I feel like over the years, like we've been here 25 years, and in the beginning, I didn't necessarily feel all of those things, the togetherness. I felt like restaurants were constantly competing with each other and this and that. And I think, you know, over time, the most amazing thing is that everyone is like super supportive of new businesses opening, showing up, sending them flowers. I mean, holy cow, right? I mean, and it gives all of us some other place to eat, right, besides our own food, right? Which is awesome. My next question for you is like, this is very important. What do you want to cook?
I want to cook carrot top pesto, if you've ever heard of it. It's a cool idea. And it's something that we had a CSA with a local farmer, and I live in a place where I know my farmer. Like I know the people that grow my food, and it's like, because it's the carrots, you know, these beautiful tops on them, and I'm like, I'll throw those away. No, you can use those and make pesto out of them. And frankly, they're the best part. I could almost throw the carrots away. I love the pesto so much, and it's just a way to use the whole thing. But when you get it, then you put it together, and you've kind of like you've created something. I mean, you know this, you do this every day, but it's kind of a little tiny epiphany for me. It's like there's more to this than a little bit of creativity, a little bit of fun. It just tastes delicious.
It's more than just a carrot.
More than just a carrot. And it's like summertime. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice. All right. Yeah. So I kind of thought that you would say that, right? Magic of television. I'm just kidding. We already had a conversation. So I've prepped some things. If you are enjoying this show, What Do You Want to Cook? Enjoying the different dishes that we're making, but also enjoying the conversations that we're having, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Share it with your friends. Hit the like button. And make some comments if you want. My name is Chris Holen. For the past 25 years, I've had the privilege of calling Astoria, Oregon home. It's a place that's authentically reinventing itself and bringing about new life. And it's all happening through the incredible people that live here. They're making a difference, one meaningful act at a time. And that's not just an Astoria story, is it? It's a common thread intertwined through every thriving community around the world. Whether it's a small town or a big city, it's powered by its people, folks dedicated to putting good out into the world. Now, What Do You Want to Cook? We're bringing these stories right into my kitchen. This show is about connecting with the heart of the community, no matter where you are. We'll cook dishes that tell a story. We'll explore how these guests are making a difference. And we'll discover together why these moments of connection are so vital in today's world. It's a cooking show, a talk show, and a celebration of good people. So, what do you want to cook? And what stories do you want to tell? All right. That was my intro.
Okay.
All right, perfect. All right, so we're making carrot top pesto apparently.
Yep.
So you said that that this was part of you discovered this as being part of a CSA for a local farm.
Right.
Real quick, can you hand me right inside this cover?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'll go ahead and grab that. So
Beautiful.
For time constraints, these are all nice and washed off. I got these this morning. They are from a local farmer, but I got these at the Astoria Co-op.
Oh yeah.
As you do.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Astoria Co-op.
Agreed.
This is pretty simple. We're going to use the carrot tops, right? But we're going to take them off the stems, all right? The stems might be a little bit bitter, all right? This is going to be our additional B-roll here, so I'm going to start the camera. I want to make sure that nobody misses anything. All right, so we're going to take the stems off of here, all right? And just go ahead right into there. Okay, also on the carrots, the pesto, the carrot top pesto, garlic. It's going to be important to add a little bit of citrus. Now, I don't know that I saw this in the recipe that you sent me.
I haven't never done
but
it. Yeah.
The tops might be a little bit bitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to really just kind of just balance it out a little bit, right?
Okay.
Salt and, of course, you know, shameless self-promotion.
Chef Daddy.
You got to have the Chef Daddy. We're going to use the savory salt today, all right?
Good.
We're going to have extra virgin olive oil. And for nuts, you know, oftentimes pesto, the most common nut would be pine nuts, right? Traditionally, people put in walnuts, this and that. But, you know, being in Oregon, and
yeah,
I don't know if I missed it before, but I swear for the first time, they actually had hazelnuts in the bulk bin. So I was excited about that because we don't need a ton. Mm-hmm. So the hazelnuts, I put in the food processor, ground them up a little bit, put them on a sheet pan, and I lightly toasted in the oven just to kind of bring some of the oils out.
Right.
All right? That is the gist of it. Oh, and Parmesan cheese. And I thought, let's put some of there in the pesto. Mm-hmm. And to utilize the whole carrot, we're going to peel these. We're going to roast them in a cast iron skillet in the oven, and we'll toss the pesto and the carrots together and eat it. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So let's we'll team up on, let's team up on this. This will take a minute. So, David, I have a question about when and why was it decided that it was important that these two neighboring small cities become part of the same chamber.
Right, yeah. So you actually kind of alluded to it a little bit there when you talked about the change from everybody kind of watching out for themselves to everybody kind of working together.
Yeah.
And there's a sort of a position of scarcity, and we get there when things are rough, and we're all concerned about our little piece of it.
Sure, of course.
About 1990s, the business leaders in Warrenton and Astoria both said, look, we're kind of all doing the same work here, and together we're a better community than we are individually. So why don't we just put this whole thing together and market and work together as a shared community? Because we share a border, we run alongside one another, and geographically here, if your viewers know, they have the ocean, we have the river.
Right.
They have some flat open land. We have the hills. So sort of geographically and visitor-wise, we're very complementary. We make a good team. We're politically kind of complementary as well. So it made sense. And so kind of economies of scale certainly plays into that. But more than anything, it was just that it made sense as a product and as an approach to doing business.
So again, economically, right? We all have like different. Due to the open land and this and that, from what I've noticed since we've been here is that Astoria would never have space to have a Costco, ever have space to have a Home Depot, but it feels like there's enough population, there's enough need to have bigger stores like this.
Right.
So I think it's great that we're all working together. And then on the other hand, the downtown of Warrenton is not super big, but the Astoria downtown is larger. So you have the micro and the retail shops and this and that. So collaboratively, it works.
It works.
It works. Yeah. Okay. So real quick before we get, what I want to do is I just want to I'm going to take the tops off of the carrots. All right.
Okay.
Take the tops off the carrots. We're going to give them a quick peel. That's entirely up to you. Do you have to? Not necessarily. You could cook them with the peel on. That's totally acceptable. I mean, these are, they're grown in organic soil, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Nothing wrong with
what is
it.
it?
Yeah.
The whole dirt don't hurt kind of thing, right?
Is there such a thing as a peel to a carrot? Is it actually a separate?
Yeah, right. Okay, so on here, I'll let you do that, but this guy's pretty sharp. So this one you just
Draw. Okay.
just draw it, all right?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I think we should probably get these roasting
Mm-hmm.
in the oven while we finish the pesto. So everything kind of, when you're cooking a meal, you want to kind of have it all finished off at the same time,
Right.
right? So, tell me about there was some really cool events around here, right?
Yeah.
We just had an event recently.
So there's a festival here in town, and it's not the Chamber Festival, but it's a festival called the Scandinavian Midsummer Festival.
Okay.
And
it
happens,
just happened last week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And it's a celebration of the fact that this community has a lot of Scandinavian history, a lot of Scandinavian immigration here, and the Scandinavian immigrants kind of built this town
Right.
in the 1860s, 1870s, and a lot of those folks are still here. So we had the court, there's a young lady representing each of the Scandinavian countries, or the Nordic countries. And so in this case, 5 countries.
Okay.
And so each of those young ladies comes and they go to various civic things, and they kind of do a speech, and they tell the story of their heritage, the outfit that they're wearing, because they wear traditional outfits, what it means to them, the food, all of those things. And they do these lovely speeches. And in the case when we first got to town, when my wife I got here not long after you guys did, about 20 years ago, these young ladies were doing their speeches, and the first girl got up there, and at 16 years old, so they're juniors in high school, she gets up and stands in front of a group of 50 business people who are strangers to her, and she just nails it. She just does a perfect little speech, and everybody, very impressed.
Yeah.
The next girl gets up there, and she does about a couple of sentences into her speech, and then she bursts into tears, as I would have done, right? And she goes off in the corner, and the adult chaperone, goes over with her and sort of consoles her and helps her. Then the next girl, without being told to do so, stands up and says, well, Heather would have liked to have told you that. And she did the second girl's speech for her, because she'd listened to it enough times that she could tell that
Wow.
speech. So she did her speech, and then she took a deep breath, and she said she'd have told you herself, but her mother just passed away recently, and it's been very hard for her. Her mother was a wonderful person. She was a supporter of the event, and she was good to us. But most of all, she just raised a great daughter. And she took a deep breath, and she did her own speech. Not having been told to do it, not having been coached in any way, just had the presence and the wherewithal to do that. What an incredible kid.
Right.
And we started noticing, my wife and I, how many incredible kids were there in our community. They're just really good kids. But then over the succeeding years, one by one, they just left the community. They would just go away, and we'd never see them again. And really kind of interrogating that, we found out that a lot of those kids went because they found opportunity somewhere else, right? They had a dream, and they went off to college, and they went out and pursued their dream. Great. But a lot of those kids left because they didn't see any opportunity here. And that wasn't okay. We just can't have a place where
Right.
kids just don't feel like I like this place, but I can't stay because there's nothing for me here.
Right.
And so further interrogating that, we find that there's 2 reasons for that. Number one, there really isn't anything for them here, and you got to fix that. You got to make sure there's plenty of opportunity, a broad choice of opportunities here. And then the other thing is that they didn't know what was already here. So they'd go away and they'd do some job, and then come back to visit their parents and go, oh, actually there are people doing that here, right? They weren't connecting with what the breadth of the economic opportunity here. And so those were the 2 things we kind of worked on, and that's kind of how I ended up in my job. Is that this is a place where I can actually have some effect on that first one, and on the second one.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Okay, real quick, carrots. David, if you would, I think let's just do maybe like that.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're gonna put them in a pan and just throw them in the oven. All right, we'll just roast them. Want to bring the flavor out.
Okay.
Awesome. I had a similar conversation with someone recently at the Liberty Theater, and she looks at it like this, right? They have this Kids Make Theater program. They currently have 450 children from the area, from the county, and across the river,
Right.
attending these classes and camps and whatnot. Here, you want a bigger situation?
Sure.
And she said, you know, not only are we offering something for these kids to do, we are ultimately creating future patrons of the Liberty Theater. We're creating future volunteers.
Yeah.
We're creating future staff members in theatrical organizations and these kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
What an interesting way to put that.
It really is, and it's an interesting kind of viewpoint because it both, like it makes business sense, in
Right.
that, right? You're building customer base, you're building interest, you're building the future of it, and you're doing the right thing, and you're providing community. So if you can tie all those things together, like Jennifer is an expert at, then that's the cool way to do it.
It's super, like, it's just really, really cool. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't think about it like that, you know, the long-term effect of these kinds of things. All right, I put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of our friend here, Chef Daddy brand savory seasoning salt.
And that's all
I'm just going to quickly just do that. We're going to toss it together. All right. All right. Sound good. I got the oven on 350 degrees. It's convection, right? Totally acceptable temperature for something like this, even if you don't have a fan in your oven.
Okay.
This is going to be a little hotter. They're close to 375, 400. Okay, so you can go a little hotter at home, or it'll be fine at 350.
Okay.
Right? Just in the oven for a few minutes.
Right.
All right, back to carrot top
Pesto.
You sent me a photo of what appeared to be a published recipe of this from, I don't know, a minute ago.
Yeah.
And talking about how a local person had put this together and put this recipe together and published it. So, like, I found that super fun. Okay, this is like I don't know, maybe a cup.
That's about right. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I figure we don't need to use more than we have carrots of, right? So I have, like, you like garlic?
Yeah.
This is us eating it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
let's just put garlic. All right. I have already toasted these hazelnuts right here. So we're going to put, actually, if you don't mind kind of scooping those in there, see if we can. Yeah, there you go. That's all right.
Just get in there, yeah.
Do it with your hands. Yep, all good?
Okay.
Okay, so we got our hazelnuts.
There's nothing better than an Oregon hazelnut.
Right? Nothing, yeah, right. You got to represent. You got to represent. All right, next, let's go ahead and put, I'll have you do that. I don't think we need more than the juice of, like, a lemon.
Okay.
These kind of, I don't know, you probably know that, but we go that way.
All right.
All right, so we'll squeeze that in there with all the strength that you got. That should be legit. This is gonna help kind of balance out the bitter.
Yeah, so I've never done this. This will be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna balance out the bitter, the greens. We did remove a lot of stems, but that's gonna balance it out a little bit.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna put a little bit of our little friend here, Chef Daddy. We're gonna do some, then we can always taste it. We can add more. It's really hard to take salt out, though, right? So it's always better just to try to add more.
Right.
Okay, I think that what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and start to kind of pulse this, and then we'll add a little olive oil, and then when it kind of starts to come together, then we're going to add a little cheese towards the end, all right?
Okay.
Sound good? So the pulse is that guy there. Go
Right.
for it. I'll grab a spatula. Go ahead and hold it down a little
Not
bit.
a professional.
There you go. All right.
Good.
So while it's going, go ahead and hit the middle one. That's just going to let it roll. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil until it starts to come together. All right. And what's it look like? Okay. Well, it smells good. You smell it?
Yeah.
Super
That
nice.
kind of fresh out of the garden smell.
Yeah, right. Okay, I think what we're gonna need more
Oil.
a little more oil. Okay, so let's go back on. It's funny how you there it is. That's it right there. It's funny how you were saying, like, I like the carrot top pesto, it's so good. Like, I could have thrown out the carrot.
Right,
Thrown out the carrot. Most people think about this completely opposite.
Exactly.
They throw the tops out, and then backwards, right? All right. So before we add cheese, let's just take a taste. See where we're at. It's kind of good to like something like this. I like to consider like we're building a pesto, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're building it. Let's kind of get to a certain place, then we can adjust it. We can add a little cheese, etc.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I wouldn't hate some more salt in it.
More salt?
A little bit.
Yep.
And then I'm ready for the cheese. But yeah, other than that,
I think the cheese will help with all the
With salt.
bitter stuff
Yep.
too, right?
Yep.
All right.
yeah, that lemon addition is it's a nice one. Brightens it up.
You know, also, we are tossing beautifully roasted carrots with this too, right?
Mhm.
But there's no reason that you couldn't take the carrot tops, maybe for one meal, make a pesto, toss it with some pasta, toss it with, I don't know, some tomatoes and cucumbers, this and that. Use the carrots for a different meal. Or you can do exactly what we're doing if you want. I just thought, like, yeah, let's just make one thing. And we're just like, we're going to use the whole thing. Okay, so we have a little salt. Let's put in some cheese, and I think let's save some for the top after we put this whole thing together and kind of see what that looks like.
Okay.
All right, do it.
Pulse?
Yep. You can hold it down and see if it all kind of comes together. All right. What do you think? Does it look like it? All right, let's go again.
Okay.
We're building it. Now we've added some Parmesan. What do you think? Does it need more? Does it need?
Never have too much cheese for my taste, but it's a nice blend right there.
We'll go a little more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we'll save the rest for the top.
Okay.
Does it? Well, I got to ask you though, like, is it in the? Oh, hang on one second. Is it in the vicinity of what you remember?
It is. It's as I say, that lemon makes a world of difference in how sweet it is.
Right.
That bitterness makes me feel like a grown-up. Like I'm actually eating vegetables. Like I haven't like vegetables covered in butter or sauce
Right.
or whatever. Like a 5-year-old. I was actually eating real vegetables. I could taste them. But this is even better. Yeah, that looks beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
All right, cool. So, if you don't mind, would you grab that bowl, that white bowl right there?
Big one?
Yeah. Let's put this pesto. What I want to do is we'll put the pesto in here. Then we'll put the carrots in there, mix it together, and then we'll put it out and present it on a nice plate.
Beautiful.
We've got to make it look fancy.
Presentation is everything.
Presentation is everything. Okay, so I'm just going to I'll take that out, and if you want to go ahead and spatula that into that bowl.
Yep.
And just straight out.
Yep.
There you go. Yep. Awesome. I'm going to take a quick peek at the carrots. We're super close. You can hear them. That's nice. Let's go like just a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Couple more minutes. So David, we talked about Scandinavian Festival, right? Regardless of whether or not it's a Chamber of Commerce event, it's a community event.
Right.
And we have a Scandinavian Festival because we have the wonderful heritage of Scandinavians that immigrated to our area, and some of which, and we still have a handful of first-generation immigrants around. I think
We do, absolutely, yeah.
It's the people that ended up here that can build a community like this, right? I mean, from what I understand, I don't know everything there is to know, and you can feel free to correct me, but like we had a big Chinese population back in the day, and the Chinese population was somewhat responsible for helping build all the infrastructure of our town.
Yeah, without question, and also without appreciation.
Without,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool. And however, a number of years later, it took a while, but our mayor at the time, as one gift to Astoria, as he was kind of concluding his time of 25-ish years as mayor, put together a big project, rallied a bunch of people, and they built the Garden of Surging Waves, which is a beautiful, right next to City Hall.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful park to basically say thank you, to pay tribute to the Chinese that helped build Astoria.
Right. Yeah.
Like that, we now have, just recently, a Scandinavian Heritage Park, which is my favorite. You can see a picture of it in the intro to the show, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it represents all the people from the Scandinavian countries that immigrated here over the years, and reflects their character and reflects their contributions to Astoria and what it became and what it is still continuing to evolve into.
Right. And the architects, the respective architects of both of those things, took great pains to make sure they were telling the story and telling it authentically, because a lot of input from the people who were their ancestors were the ones who did the work.
Right.
But it tells the story, the Nordic park especially, of people. I mean, there's suitcases in that park telling the story of them packing up everything they owned into
Like
a suitcase,
actual,
leaving everything they had behind to just take a chance that this place was going to be for them.
Yeah.
And you talked about the festival. The festival is here because of the heritage, but it's also here because the succeeding generations have still embraced that heritage, right?
Yeah.
It requires them to actually set up the festival and throw the party and remember the dances and tell the stories. And so it's more than just the history. It's a continuation of that story, and that's the beautiful part of it, right?
It's amazing. Like, immigrants help build Astoria, and immigrants help build this country.
Yeah.
It's super important. We have all these influences from people from around the world. That's what Astoria is. That's what America is.
Yeah.
Right? It's super amazing. Super amazing. All right. I think that let's go with, oh yeah, we got a little color on there. I think we're going to call that good.
Okay.
Now this is ripping hot, so I'm going to go ahead and
I'm going to stand back.
I'm going to just put that in there. Okay, we're going to put that in there. We are going to just give that a quick little kind of toss together.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about the Scandinavian Festival,
Right.
a community event, not necessarily a chamber event, but what events the Chamber of Commerce itself puts on a couple of major things a year.
Right.
Tell me about those.
Yeah. So our chamber is like most chambers of commerce. We are not a government entity. We're business entity, but it takes a lot to run it, and so we do some events to help pay the bills, and those events are designed to be off-season events because this is a place where it rains and it blows in the wintertime, and it's a lot more attractive in the summertime for people to come visit. But there's cool things to do in the wintertime, and so we try to run our events sort of in that shoulder season.
Yeah.
To try to draw people into town and expose them to this place when it's at its best. And so we do a Crab, Seafood, and Wine Festival in April of every year.
And how long has that been going for?
44 years for the
Wow.
Crab, Seafood, and Wine Festival.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and it's everything it says. I mean, there's all kinds of seafood entrees there. There's crafts and things like that, but lots of wine. All of that meant to be local or at least Northwest. And handmade stuff. So it's a great festival, a lot of fun, a lot of great music and things to do. And then in the fall, in October, we do the Great Columbia Crossing. And I don't know, maybe in your intro, do you show the bridge out here? We have the spectacular 5-mile-long bridge, 4.3-mile long bridge.
I think I'm going to make sure that you get an image of that bridge.
Okay, good. And it's just a really cool place. But you cannot walk on that bridge 364 days out of the year.
Right.
But one day a year you can.
You can walk on the bridge.
Walk or run on it. So
Yeah.
we do a 10K run across there. And it's a cool race because we literally take 3,500 people, put them in buses, take them to the other side of the river, and leave them there and say, make your own way back. And so they come back across it and they run that bridge. Spectacular views. It's really, really, really kind of an iconic event. And so we do that every October. And so that's called the Great Columbia Crossing. And it's a fundraiser for us, but it's also a community building, as is the Crab, Seafood, and Wine Festival. We use community groups to help us put it together. We give money to folks to hire local contractors and just kind of spread the wealth around the community. And then we drive people out into the community that are visiting. So they go and spend money in restaurants and hotels and bookstores and things like that.
Clam Bucks for genius, by the way.
Exactly.
Remember the Clam Bucks. Can you grab one of those Earl Grey colored bowls? Yeah, perfect.
These ones? Okay.
Yep. All right, so This is finished. I did, we'll do a little presentation here. I have done the Columbia Crossing, and honestly, here's my plug. Whether you're a hardcore 10K racer, it's legit. It's a legit certified 10K. Or you want to take a nice Sunday walk. You do have to go at a little bit of a speed because there is a time limit. You can take a walk across the bridge with your family, and it's awesome. You never get to see a view like that the rest of the year.
Right.
It's cool. It is cool, and I believe like registration. I got to head up to make sure I register.
You can register, yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, it sells out.
Yeah, it sells out. It's sold out already. It's only been up for.
It's halfway sold out.
Of course it is.
It's only been up for 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, that is super cool. I bet that's quite the undertaking.
It is. It is. There's 13 different agencies that have to give us permission or help to put that thing on. So there's just the logistics of pulling off a race like that across 2 states is.
Yeah, it's 2 states.
Yeah.
Goes from Washington to Oregon. Yeah. So you probably got Washington Highway Patrol and Department of Transportation and all that. Okay, how about a little pesto on the top?
Yep.
Okay. We might actually have plenty for later.
Doing something else.
Okay. Why don't you do the piece de resistance?
A little bit of.
And you can put some of that over that.
Okay. Okay. Got enough?
Yeah, we got to get a good view of this. If you wouldn't mind holding that up. This is how we look. David Reid, professional chef.
Still have all my digits.
Still has, and he didn't cut himself, right? That's kind of a key.
Yeah.
That's a key thing. Look at that. Roasted carrots tossed in carrot top pesto.
And there's really nothing complicated about the ingredients at all.
There's nothing complicated at all. So I knew you before you became the director of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And I think we've always hit it off. We've had a really good relationship. But like, now that you are the director of the Chamber, like, do you feel like this is your dream job? Like, is this you? Yeah. I feel like this is what you were meant to do. That's my opinion. I see you out there doing stuff. I see you popping into businesses. I see you rallying the troops. I see you volunteering at all these things that actually have some have nothing to do with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
Like, are you super?
I am. This is definitely my dream job, and it's more than that. It's a little bit. When we moved here 22 years ago, we weren't sure that we were going to be welcome. Right? We weren't from here. We didn't grow up here. And to be honest, we got a lot of that question. I walked into places and they're like, "Who are you related to? Where'd you go to high school?" And they were asking where I was from, but that wasn't the question. The question was where I was going, because that's the issue. Was like, are we going to invest our time and our energy? Are we going to start liking you? Are we going to start trusting you? And then you're just going to go off somewhere again? Or are you going to leave? Right? Because things are good now. We ride when things were on the rise. We both did. But what happens when things get a little rough? Right? Are you going to bail out or are you going to dig in? And so we committed we were going to be the ones that dig in. And so to then be not only accepted, but they handed me the keys to a really, like a 152-year-old organization, and it touches everything, and it's just such a level of trust that it's an honor and it's a joy. I mean, because I get to get behind the scenes. I get under the hood of businesses. I get to talk to people and find out what motivates them and what they need and what's hurting, and just that level of I don't want to call it intimacy, but it's kind of like that. It's like it's like I trust you enough to bring you into the business and join the organization and play along. So we're a membership-based organization, so we're funded by members, but it would be dumb for us to only deal with members, right? Because the mission is the overall economy. The mission is the sustained and collective success of our economy, and you can't do that with any subset, even as big a subset as membership are. The other people need to be thriving too. So the job is bigger than the job description.
That's awesome. All right, hey, here's a fork.
Okay.
I only grabbed
one fork.
I only grabbed one, but I'm going to get myself one.
All right.
But I want to see your expression. I want to see how that.
See how that is.
How that went.
No
and
yeah, that's it.
Well, I like it.
That's it. Yeah,
That's nice.
that's nice.
Now you got a new use for the tops of your carrots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boy.
Super nice.
Yeah, I like them. I like it on the carrots. It's nice on a little piece of baguette. It's nice on
Put on a piece of
pasta.
baguette.
Yeah.
This one might be a little big, but it's all good. So, not to talk with our mouths full, is there anything else that anything else you want to add?
Well, I mean, because your audience is going to be from all over the place. I think the question that has been answered for me about how to do business, because I've been in business I'm 60 years old. I've been in business for a long time.
Okay.
And
Young fella.
I was always kind of dancing around, like, what does it mean to be in business? How do you do it? How do you do it in a way that is not extractive, where you're not, where there's a winner and a loser? Where and it's kind of distilled itself into this sort of karmic model of business, of life, of everything. But karma as a religious concept is way over my head. But karma as a daily business, as a model for how you live your life daily, is a really simple one. It's a really cool. It just means do more than you take, right? Give more than you take. And so in business, in relationships, and those types of things, you're just filling up all those little karmic vessels, because the day is going to come when you need help, right? This day is going to come when somebody's got to help you out. You want to be in a position where you can accept that help because you really need it, but you know that you're the kind of person who's going to repay it in even greater measure. And you take that and you multiply that by everybody. If everybody gave just a little bit more than they took, like that's how it works. And you can do that in business. You can do that in community, and you can do that in family. But it's a really, so it's like this thing. Like, if you think about the karma, then you probably end up doing the right thing.
That was so profound. Excuse me one second. I need to. That's amazing. That is some super good advice. Folks, if you're enjoying watching our show and hearing these wonderful stories like my friend David Reid has to share, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. And by the way, learn how to make some food while we're having a conversation. Thank you very much
My pleasure.
for joining me
Anytime.
today.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see the finished product. It's going to be a minute for you to see the finished product, though. Thank you for joining us on What Do You Want to Cook? We look forward to seeing you real soon.
I like it. I want to have a bite.
Is it a little crazy? It went well.
Fun concept.
That went really good.